What is up, residents of the Meister Clan? It is your boy, Six Meister Man, coming at you with a brand spanking new video. And this is a new What If. I'm going to be starting on the channel for Dragon Ball. And this is going to be What If Goku became an android. But before we get into it, please take a few seconds of your day to just click that subscribe button and click the like button. It really helps. Road to 1.999K. Get us to 1,999 subscribers, and I will basically start editing my videos. So if y'all want to see that, make sure to subscribe. And shout out to the Dragon Lord XL Kaze XL, and please join my second channel, link in the description. Also, the Amo XO is the Meister Clan, where I also post on content, also in the link in the description. You only have 42 subscribers on there, and as soon as we hit 200, I will also be posting every third day. So make sure to go check that one out. And let me just throw up an announcement real quick. I put a vote on for what to do, um, and y'all didn't really want this, but I wanted to do this, and I couldn't do another Naruto What If immediately, so I decided to do this first. And the winner of the vote's coming up tomorrow, and that's gonna be what if Naruto had the 10 tails, as you can see. If you want to change the outcome of these votes, make sure to join my Discord. So without further ado, roll the intro. Y'all are probably wondering right now what is gonna happen to make Goku an android. Okay, so Dr. Gero would have just developed 17 and 18. They'd be much weaker than they were in canon, for they were just being experimented on. Their power their power levels would be somewhere in the thousands at this point, not really high, not even breaking through 10,000. But Goku had just fought um with King Piccolo and come out on top. Gero had seen that Goku was exhausted at one point and sent his two androids that were more or less obedient at this very point, even though they were reluctant. They just did it because why not? They went and fished Goku. At the moment, Yamcha and Bulma were trying to take him back to somewhere, but the androids easily slapped them away and brought Goku back to Gero. So over the next few years, the androids' power levels would be higher than the millions, because why would they not be? But Goku's been in temporary stasis for almost a year at this point, because Gero didn't really master his infinite energy system yet. He had been tinkering with the other androids, being Android 16, who he finally got operational, and he's about the same strength as in canon. Gero can't figure out how he got him that strong, and he cannot really do it for the other two androids, but they do have the infinite energy system, and he somehow erased their memories. But they are very unstable, so he leaves them in the pods. So at this point, the androids would be about half the strength of 16, so they'd still be stronger than even Frieza. So we're gonna start off with that, and then we're gonna say Goku is being experimented 1 year into the process. Gero discovers the S cell, or the thing that in this case causes Super Saiyan, and I know this is just a theory, but I'm gonna count it as canon for this what if and how I'm gonna play it. And before y'all ask, I'm gonna go off of the Super Saiyan Infinity theory, because a drawback to the infinite energy system is gonna be that they will not be able to get God Ki or something like Ultra Instinct. It's gonna be 100% hard work. So Goku at this point is about as strong as 17 and 18, and Gero, he's 100% loyal to Gero for some reason. He doesn't have an opinion, but he does have memories. So he works under Gero ruthlessly for the next few years, not really killing anyone because it wasn't needed, but Gero did a lot of experiments on him, and one day while basically working on something he calls the S cell generator, he has Goku absorb too many S cells, and Goku bursts out into a flaming golden aura. This was one of the many times Gero had Goku stay awake to be testing his pain neurons and many other things. so Goku could actually still feel the pain, and this was enraging him. As soon as the golden aura sparked, his mentality broke through, breaking the mind control and permanently erasing it from his neural network. He then turns to Jiro and blasts him out of existence. Goku has the memories of all the stuff he's done, not really killing anyone, but still destroying a bunch of buildings, scamming people, blackmailing people, all that type of stuff, and he's really angry about it. He also remembers Android 17 and 18 because he had to work with them a few times, and at this point, Jiro had wiped everything, including the programming from their minds, so they're not obligated to. At this point, none of the androids were programmed to kill Goku, and also they weren't even programmed at all. Like, they were an empty canvas because Jiro was trying to reprogram them. So when Goku lets them through, they can't remember anything, they don't have a goal set out, and he explains that they are 17 and 18. And they have done many things that even he had done many things that could disgrace their names. He does not know who they used to be, but he knows who they can become. They should take the names 17 and 18 and make that a better name. He will help them train and become better people. After explaining what Jiro did, they don't really have anything to look forward to. We don't know why, but 17, just for some reason, 17 just for some reason has a family complex. He is overprotective of people he considers family. And over the next 2 months, because this was about a year and a half into the experimentation, for the next 2 months roundabout, they had been basically making sure to destroy every piece of everything in Jiro's lab, and even freed 16, who didn't have a goal at this point, but he did have the memories of all Jiro's son did, and he was more or less a pacifist. So what happened is they became a little family. And Goku had mentioned that Master Roshi was the person that taught him and that he might be able to give them guidance. As they leave Jiro's lab, they destroy the lab and destroying all the androids or unstable androids that were in there at the time, including what we would refer to as Cell, which was still a blueprint at this point. So Cell would never exist. And they go to Master Roshi, and after talking with Master Roshi and Roshi finding out what happened, he explains that Krillin had went up to the God of Earth Kami's lookout to train against a threat called Piccolo Jr. Goku then says that Piccolo was his responsibility and that he would have to take on Piccolo Jr. So Goku heads up to the lookout, being programmed to fly and being within the millions range, equaling even that of Frieza. For some reason, he can automatically go out and into Super Saiyan because of the thing Jiro did with his S cell generator. So, whatever. So, he gets up to the lookout. No one can sense his or any of the androids' ki, but they can sense each other's ki, but not. They cannot sense the Z Fighter's ki. So, there are about 5 months left before the tournament, and Kami had offered to train them to be mind over matter because their bodies aren't really their own. 16 was the only one there with absolute control over his body, but he did like meditation and sitting up on the lookout. So, after being there for a while, the other Z fighters hear that they are back, and everyone meets up at Kami's lookout except for Tien and Chaozu, who are currently still mercenaries at this point. Everyone is glad to see Goku alive and that he's gotten much stronger. At this point, all the androids, including Goku, 17, 18, 16 could sense ki from the start, but now they can actually sense ki, and even for some reason sense each other's ki, but it's different for them. To them, it's more like a ki signature than actual ki. They can't sense how powerful they are, but they can sense where they are. So it's more of a trailer or a tracker or something, but let's just get past that. Goku and the other androids finally feel at home in their own body, and he had even trained with Krillin, getting Krillin far into the thousands range, even approaching the hundreds of thousand range. So even the humans at this point would be stronger than Vegeta. So Goku and the androids, because they don't really need to eat, or they don't need to eat as much as normal humans do. They still need to eat for some reason because they did use the Dragon Ball to wish the bombs out of their chests. And 16 had even started doing some stuff with Capsule Corp because he knew more advanced technology than they already had, or he could more easily figure it out. So he helped Capsule Corp invent new technology, and Bulma helped him with maintenance, making him sturdier body, things like that. Backing his memory up to a permanent drive, which would permanently be connected to him. So if his body ever got destroyed, the machine would upload his mind into a new body. So we'd never lose Android 16 like we did in canon. Okay, so after training, the Z fighters are all stronger, but Goku and the androids, all him and the three androids, including Krillin, all go into the time chamber for 2 years. So they would take up all their time. And because Goku never trained with Kami, he never used up those few months. So they would stay the full 2 years and grow immensely. Krillin at this point would be about at the 10 million to 20 million range, with Goku and the other androids pulling into the hundreds of millions range around Frieza level. Goku had learned how to stay in his Super Saiyan form and had went through the stages of stage 1, 2, 3, and finally grade 4, which was Mastered Super Saiyan. So they had gotten pretty far. They then head down to Earth after this to participate in the tournament. They convinced Tien and Chaozu to become good guys, and they basically beat Piccolo and convinced him to come train with them to become stronger. In this tournament, Goku also marries Chi-Chi, and 18 and Krillin have a similar relationship. In this one, they're actually both the same age at this current time. Because of them spending some time in the time chamber, they're technically both 19. So they can actually get married, or at least mentally get married. So they get married legally as well, and they're off. So next would come a 5 year time skip. Piccolo would stay with Goku more because that would be his training partner. Goku would never fall behind, and he sees 16, 17, and 18 as family. Krillin and 18, along with 17 and 16, actually all live on Mount Paozu in a house they built. It's larger than Goku's house in canon, actually much larger, and all of them live together in peace. Also, 16 spends a lot of time up on the lookout because Kami's preparing to make him the next god of Earth, because he is technically immortal because of his robotics, and he could always come back to life because his consciousness would just be transferred to back to the computer. So what happens is Goku and the other androids become stronger, and Bulma comes up with a more enhanced version of 16, to the point where he is more biologic than machine, but it's actually machine biologics. So he can get physically stronger, and she used nanotechnology to create his body. So, but she can also not figure out how she created this nanotechnology, so it can't really be used for anything else. So the nanites within 16's body can get tougher, so he can get physically stronger just like every other being, and had actually very quickly caught up to Goku 17 and 18. All of them are about canon level within the Android arc, and around the same power level that Goku was around there. So Goku had actually had his son Gohan, but Android 18 and Krillin had also had a daughter named Marin. So they still had children, and 17 had actually started working at a nearby, or had basically claimed the land around him to basically take care of the creatures within it. So something similar to his island, but just around Mount Paozu. So he actually got income from the city because of him taking care of wildlife. So at least one of them had a job. But instead of just him, Goku, and even 16 and Krillin were all basically given the title of Rangers and automatically paid by the city. All they really had to do is make sure no people came in, and because of their very enhanced sensing ability, they can actually feel when people come in, so no poachers will actually be there. So they are actually paid a lot so they can survive. So Chi-Chi never basically irritates Goku to get a job. By the time Gohan is 3, he studies already for some reason, already learning to write and read. But Goku, along with Piccolo, 17 and even 18, were able to convince Chi-Chi to let Gohan train basic martial arts forms and even ki control. But Chi-Chi wasn't going to keep her eyes off of Goku, so she actually joined in the exercise for ki control. So at this point, Gohan is much stronger than he was in canon, so he'd be around what Goten was. So he'd be much stronger than Frieza within his base and basically unlock Super Saiyan without trying. It was just in a random spar one day. So Goku at this point actually thought of overloading the S cell but hasn't really tried it. Gohan had gone Super Saiyan, and Android 18 and Krillin's child is actually just as strong as Gohan when he goes Super Saiyan. Goku can't put together why their child is that strong, but he chucks it down to something about their ki being more potent or their systems being more advanced or something. Because Jiro basically worked on them till the last day, and the only thing Jiro basically focused on him was the S cells. So he wasn't even as advanced as them. So it kind of makes sense. And Goku didn't have as much potential as an android, but he did have much more potential than a normal Saiyan. And at one point, when they basically wished to get the bombs removed, Goku had actually asked about what he was because of the tail and everything that. And they never got rid of Gohan's tail because they knew just don't look up at the moon because of information they got by Shenron. So Gohan is much stronger than he was in canon, so is Goku. But that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. Next time we're going to go over the Saiyan arc. If you want to see the next part of this, make sure to smash that like button and get this to over 200 views, because if it does, I'm releasing the next part. Check out tomorrow for What If Naruto Had the 10 Tails. Roll the outro.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Subscribe for more.
Yada yada does it.